Hello, this is Addicted to Stars 23 here for Daily SW Collecting. And this week we're supposed to talk about the Phantom Menace. I'll get onto that in a second though. First I just kinda wanted to mention to you guys though that I mentioned though that we're getting that since I got Star Wars on Blu-ray we got a really big TV and a Blu-ray player and everything. So I just wanted to show you guys really quick though that we've started to change our basement now. If you can tell in the background, see one wall is this kind of tannish, greenish color, I guess. I don't know how to describe it, but this wall is still this stupid purple color. By the way, the reason that is because of this house that we're living in now, the people who lived here had really weird taste in colors. I mean, upstairs is bright orange and bright green and stuff like that. So we're trying to paint it now, finally. But anyway, though, I just wanted to show you guys really quick what we've done so far. Let me just move the camera. See, that's the TV I was talking about. I was watching George Lopez, so you guys can kind of just ignore that, though. And there's just the door and everything. See, it's not painted very much yet. We've only really painted that wall over there. Other than that, everything's still purple. Oh, by the way, my room is over there. That's where I usually film. Sorry it's so messy, but we're trying to clean up now, so hopefully we're done soon. Just wanted to show you guys really quick. Well, I'm down here and everything. Well, because I'm always down in the basement pretty much because my room is down in the basement. That's where I am right now, in the basement. But you guys probably don't care, so I should probably stop talking about it. Anyway, then let's get on to the topic, the Phantom Menace. First, I just kind of like to say, though, that I am going to go see the Phantom Menace in 3D. I already officially decided that. I'm going to go see it with several of my friends. And the reason I want to see Phantom Menace, though, actually, I was going to say, though, Josh, if you're watching this video, I really think you should go see it, though, because, it's not, incredibly often Star Wars is in theaters. Even if you don't like the Phantom Menace too much, and, I wouldn't pass up the opportunity, because you don't know if you ever get a chance. So you don't know if you ever get a chance to see, Star Wars in theaters again. It doesn't. Yes, there are 6 movies, so they're supposed to come out with the rest in 3D, but it just still, I don't see why you'd pass up the opportunity, to see any Star Wars movie in theaters. But I just love going to the movie theaters anyway. But anyway, though, let's get on to the topic. As you can see, right here I have my Phantom Menace stuff. And so I'll just kind of talk about this really quickly. But I would just show you guys that I did get Phantom Menace Gogurt, just to show you guys some of the advertising they're doing. I'm just gonna keep the box now, because I already planned to do that, just because I don't know, just kind of it's Star Wars and spices up my collection a bit, I guess. And these are all my Phantom Menace figures, basically. I do have some more battle droids and stuff like that, but a lot of my battle droids are in a diorama and they're really hard to get out. It's practically impossible for me to get them out, so I didn't try to bother with it. And you guys can see these are pretty much most of my figures. I showed you guys this before. This is my holographic Darth Sidious with the walking stand thing. This is this is my only Padme Amidala. And see, this is the newest version of Qui-Gon Jinn. And here I got one of the older versions. And then this is the newest version of Obi-Wan, from the Phantom Menace at least. And this is an older version. And once again, this is a newer version of Darth Maul, sorry, just dropped the stand. This is a newer version of Darth Maul, not the newest though. I haven't gotten the Vintage Collection one yet. No, I do really want that figure, I just haven't found it yet. If I do find it, of course, I'll grab it. Anybody in the right mind would. But anyway, this is older Darth Maul figure. So I do have some more figures like battle droids and stuff like that. So I don't have any Gungans yet. But anyway, I'm not going to talk too much about Gungans yet, because I'm going to save that for the character discussion. And speaking, I think pretty much is time for the character discussion. I can't really think of what else we're supposed to talk about. Oh yeah, sorry, I almost forgot. We're supposed to actually talk about what we actually think of the Phantom Menace. Though, actually, I really like the Phantom Menace. I've never had a problem with it like most people do. Most people, say it's the worst Star Wars movie ever made and, how horrible it is and everything. Personally, in my opinion, it's not horrible at all. Personally, I really like it, but I wouldn't say it matches up to the original trilogy perfectly. I still kind of prefer the original trilogy, and I feel really bad saying that because I don't want to make it sound like I don't like the prequel trilogy. I like the prequels a lot, actually. A lot more than most people do. But it just, if you really think about it, it's not easy to make a film that matches up to Star Wars. Most of you viewers out there, I bet, are there any of you who ever made any movies that could match up to Star Wars? It's very doubtful. Because, Star Wars is like probably one of the most successful franchises of all time. So I would think so. I can't really think of anything that's more popular. It's not at the second, but I may just be absorbed with my Star Wars nerdiness or whatever you want to call it. But anyway, as I said, I don't really have a problem with it at all. I don't think it was like most people say they don't like the politics and stuff in it. Personally, I thought it was actually just needed because otherwise, it like I think it adds to it a lot. It just like it adds another dimension to the Star Wars universe. In the original trilogy, we really didn't learn too much about the actual like politics and stuff like that. I think it's kind of interesting just to see it from a different perspective. See the whole Star Wars universe from another point of view other than just like the main characters. I like that they showed a lot more of outside life other than just like Jedi and stuff like that. It showed like what else people do in the Star Wars universe a lot more. In the original trilogy, we really didn't get to see too much of that. So as I said, I don't really have a problem with the Phantom Menace at all. Like, most people do. Actually, I'm really excited that it's coming on theaters. I can't wait to go see it. Like, mainly, I'm really looking forward to the pod race in 3D, of course. I think everybody's looking forward to that part because, it's probably one of the most exciting parts. And also, of course, the lightsaber fight, between Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan. I think that's really going to be cool. And also, like, some of the fighter scenes around the Trade Federation ship. I don't remember exactly what it's called, but like that's gonna be pretty cool in 3D. And let's see, there's all even just the little fights and stuff are probably gonna be awesome. I think everything's awesome in 3D, except if you guys saw some of the earlier 3D movies. But anyway, I'm ranting on way too much right now. Anyway, so now I'm gonna talk about the last part of the film. It's probably the most controversial part of the whole movie, and that is our character discussion. Okay, guys, now I'm doing like a character discussion, which this week is on Jar Jar Binks, and as I think I might have already hinted towards this already, but actually I don't dislike Jar Jar at all. I don't get why most people do. In fact, I actually really like the character. I know I'm probably gonna get insulted for that a lot, but it's true. I really like the character. I just think people take him way too seriously. He's not there to be serious. He's a comical character. He's supposed to be funny, but nobody seems to understand that. He's not there to be serious. He's there to be funny. I think if he wasn't there, I think it takes away a bit from the seriousness and makes Star Wars. Otherwise it might get a little bit depressing. Without characters like Jar Jar and like C-3PO and R2-D2 are that for the original trilogy, but Jar Jar is like one of those characters for the prequel trilogy. Even though R2-D2 and C-3PO are in the original, I mean the prequel movies, but they're not as common characters and like the Phantom Menace, they're not around as much as Jar Jar. But actually, I really like the character, as I was saying. That he was actually basically my childhood role model because because I grew up with him. Unlike you guys who grew up with the original trilogy, since I've grown up with the prequels. He was basically my childhood role model. I mean, for a while, I actually went through a phase where I tried to speak like him for a while. Like, I kept saying Misa and everything like that instead of saying, I, stuff like that. And I wasn't very good at it. That was the only word I really knew that Jar Jar said. But anyway, though, as I said, I don't dislike the character at all. I think people take him way too seriously. I know most people say that he, basically destroyed the Star Wars universe by, giving Palpatine the power to make the clone army and everything. Everybody says he destroyed the universe. If you guys really just think about it, Palpatine is an evil genius. You really think, his plans would completely rely on just Jar Jar giving him the power to do this? If Jar Jar hadn't done this, he probably would have found another way. And Jar Jar really didn't do anything that bad. He didn't know he was doing anything bad. He was just trying to help. He's just kind of clumsy. That's what makes him funny. And also his voice I find funny at least, but most people just find it annoying. But anyway, though, like I just said, if how does it really matter if Jar Jar did this? If he would have found another way to do it. At least Jar Jar helped him by doing that. Because if Jar Jar hadn't done that, maybe Palpatine would have gone for like a much more violent method to get the clone army, and like might have killed some really cool Jedi or something. You might have killed more people or something like that. It could have been much worse. At least with Jar Jar helping him, at least it made it much less violent. Right? And it didn't kill anybody for Jar Jar to say that they should give immediate power to the Chancellor and everything. So if you really think about it, Jar Jar really didn't do anything. He was just trying to help, and Palpatine would have found another way. It's kind of obvious. Listen, I really don't think Palpatine would be that stupid just to make his plans completely rely on the stupidity of Jar Jar Binks. I mean, personally, I know I'm not incredibly smart, and I wouldn't make evil plans that would rely just on Jar Jar. It's just kind of obvious. Why would, like, if you know he's not very smart, and that's what your plan is depending on, maybe there's some, like, for the equally stupid reason he says no, to helping Palpatine and stuff. But anyway, though, look, sorry, I'm ranting on again too much anyway. As I said, I really like the character. I don't get why most people hate him. Actually, I really like all the Gungans. I think Gungans are awesome. I think they're like the coolest army, personally. They're one of my favorites. I want to get a bunch of Gungans once, they release them in stores. But anyway, though, that's really it for my video then. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And until next time, may the force be with you. Bye.